Hey ladies, welcome back to my brand new channel for grown women only. I am your host Nikki, and on this show we talk about love, life lessons, and leveling up, leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. Yes. And as you guys know, this is my safe space for women. We do not judge, we do not condemn, we do not embarrass. We are only here to uplift and inspire. Gentlemen, you are more than welcome to sit in, but the minute you come for my ladies, the minute I come for you. And I don't know what they do in other people's YouTube streets, but in this YouTube street, we keep it clean, we keep it classy, we keep it cute, and my block game is strong. So let's be respectful over here. Okay. So let's get into this because we're going to talk about Love is Blind again. But we're going to talk about the train wreck that is Jessica. The train wreck that is Jessica. So I don't even know where to begin. But before I actually go into that, I want to talk about the video that I made previously regarding Love is Blind. Excuse me, my face is itching. And in that video, my message was specific to Black women. And in that message, I encouraged Black women to date outside of their race, that they are desirable to men of other races who are protectors, who are providers, who profess their love and are of high value, right? And the reason I want to stress this and keep saying this is because Black men have stepped out on Black women and dated other races. They've explored their options. Rightfully so. But I think for us as Black women, it's tough. Like, we are so loyal and we feel a sense of obligation to our own. So a lot of times we opt not to date outside of our race or even explore the option. But what I wanted to tell you is that nowadays that is clearly Black women an option, and that Black women, you are desirable, you are beautiful. There is someone out there who will give you what you want. And he may be white, he may be other, he may be Asian, he may be Hispanic, he may not be African American. And I just want you to keep that open mind. And I don't care who doesn't like it. I'm going to say it because I had someone come on and make a comment, and he said that I was talking negatively about Black men and that I was bashing Black men. And that is not the case. First of all, I would never just bash a Black man. That's like bashing myself. I'm a Black woman. So we are one and the same. So let me put that out there. It is never my intention to disrespect Black men. That is not what I do on this channel. But I am all for telling women about the fuckery that a lot of men display nowadays and how to get rid of those frogs so you can catch a prince. Now, if you feel offended, you know what they say: if you throw a rock in a pack of wolves, whoever howls was hit. I mean, go figure, right? So let me say that's not what I do here. I don't bash Black men. That's not what we do. But I bash fuckery. And I really want my women, especially my sisters, my Black women, to understand that there are men of high caliber who will want you, honey. Like, don't ever feel like you can't have what you want. I'm going to say it again and again and again and again. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't understand why people believe that there is a shortage of good men. That's not true. There are over 1 billion people on the planet. Half of them are men. So you mean to tell me all you need is one and you can't get your one? I mean, you may have to employ some different tactics, but I definitely believe that you can find your one. So ladies, don't give up. And I'm saying that your one may not be African American. He may be Hispanic or white or Asian. I mean, he could be so many different things. So I wouldn't stress it. I would just say keep your options open, because as you guys know, we are in 2020. All those old fallacies of building a guy and allowing a man around all over you and being a ride or die and not being taken care of or protected. That's 2019. That's 2017. That's 20. We're not doing that in 2020. This is a whole new decade. We're not doing that. We're not. So stay tuned because I have so much stuff. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, because baby, it gets hot over in these streets. We are not playing with these dudes that want to bullshit. We don't have time for that. Okay. Oh yeah. And then people are like, well, what's your example? Meghan Markle, Prince Harry, Lauren and Cameron, Tika Sumpter and her husband. How about Zoe Salanda and her husband? Like, there are so many examples of people who have found love um, with people who are not within their race. And if you can make it work and this man is going to give you the life that you want, go for it. Ladies, listen, a man has to be in a certain spot, right, to be ready for a wife. He has to create a spot. He has to be financially sound. And the thing I like about Lauren and Cameron is that Lauren was doing her own thing. She had her own space. She was happy. She was creating. She loved her life. She didn't have daddy issues. She had a great dad. She had a great mom. She had a great family, great support system. She had all these things, right? So she wasn't lacking in an area. And here comes Cameron with his fine little nerdy cute self. He already has a home. He's financially sound. He's a scientist, and he was emotionally available, willing, and able to give her what she wanted. Ladies, there was already a space carved out for her. She didn't have to worry about trying to, get into a space, get in where she fit in. She didn't have to do any of that because the space was already there. The table was already set for her. And she had her own spot. He kept saying, if you go back and look at it, he was like, move with me. Like, I have a huge house. I can see my life with you here. He even got her a little fur baby, a dog. Like, he could see his life with her. There was no struggle. There was no resistance. There was no iffiness. There was no, I don't know, like maybe in 2 or 3 years. He was ready. And ladies, there are men out there like that who are just ready. Like, it ain't gonna be a struggle, a strain. It's not gonna be all crazy. Like, love should be easy. And the thing I liked about them is they didn't fall in love. They talked in love. They walked in love. He allowed her to become something that he explored, right? So, okay, enough of that. So, sorry, I'm so itchy today. But all this stuff I'm talking about is in my previous video. Check it out. Take a look. That was your free message. So let's get into the train wreck that was Jessica. God, oh my God, she was a train wreck. And let's talk about a couple things. The thing that I thought was interesting is they wanted to present a certain type of dynamic. So Jessica was 34. She's one of the oldest females. And 34 is not old by any means, but she was one of the oldest females. Lauren was actually 32. So that's a totally different dynamic. You're seeing women wait until their 30s to get married, which is interesting because most women usually get married pretty young. But as you see, Lauren is in her 30s and Jessica's in her 30s, but they had some very different things going on. So Lauren was sound. She had a great family, great background, mom, dad, just great all the way around. Jessica was a little different. Now, Jessica was one of those chicks that I call high achievers. Like, the girl made guap. She made bank. She owned a home, right? This girl was making so much money that she asked for a prenup. Like, you don't ask for a prenup if you don't have no money. Like, go figure. So she had made great strides in her career. The thing that I thought was odd was that even though she was this great career woman, when it came to love, that chick sucked. And she had some emotional issues that played out in various behaviors. So let's talk about those behaviors, because there were so many times I was like cursing at the screen. I'm like, chick, what is wrong with you? Who does that? Like, what the hell is wrong with you? And even at the reunion show, when Amber called her out on her behavior, honey, that was a whole doozy. And the thing I didn't like was Nick Lachey's wife tried to get her to accept the apology. And she was like, nah. Why would I? But she said it in a nice way. I accept the intent of the apology. But let's go back. I got some notes. Okay. So there are a couple of things that Jessica did that I really wanted to smack her for. Let's talk about her abandonment issue. So Jessica did not get that way overnight. Most women don't. She's having a hard time with love, right? She has abandonment issues. And I saw this quote one time that said that a boyfriend does not break a woman's heart. Most of the time, it's her father who breaks her heart first, or something of that effect. And clearly, this chick had a broken heart. Her father left her with nothing but abandonment issues. It turns out that her mother and father conceived her, Jessica, and that he decided he wanted to be a parent. So he moved on with his life. And that bothers her. Even though she has a great stepfather, that's a hole in her heart. She doesn't understand. And a lot of her abandonment issues come out of that experience. And from that experience, she has certain behaviors that she does. So the first thing I want to talk about is how she plays the victim. Girl, I don't care what you go through in life, but sometimes you have to accept responsibility for what you do. And accepting responsibility for what you do, you have to acknowledge the people that you hurt. Not at all. During the reunion show, when Amber called her on the carpet about her behavior, about her being disingenuous, about her being manipulative, about her being shady and shisty, Jessica sat there and just batted her eyelashes. And then Nick Lachey's wife asked her would she accept her apology. And Amber said no, rightfully so. And let me tell you why I think she was right in doing that. How dare you come on here and say, oh, I've had a chance to reflect on my reflection, and I understand some of the things that I did were not right, and blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm not a perfect person. I mean, just all the hoopla bullshit. Listen to me. I don't care how old you are. If you offend people, you apologize. It's simple. Now, if she really wanted to reflect and she felt bad about what she did, the very first thing she should have done when she was given the floor was say, hey, Amber and Barnett, let me come to you first and apologize. Because she was like, oh, this is not who I am. Yes, it is. That's exactly who you are. Like, yo, sometimes people don't believe how disgusting their behavior is until somebody does it to them or puts it in their face. When she was given the floor, she should have said to Amber, I apologize for all of the things that I did that were unbecoming and that almost ruined your relationship. That's it. That's all she had to say. But of course she deflected. I'm not that person, blah, 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 blah. All that bullshit that females use to cover up their discretions once they've been found out. Like, girl, too late, you're shady as shit. The second one I did not like was that she was pretty indecisive, right? I think it totally sucked that she would jump from Barnett to Mark and Mark to Barnett and just not know what she wanted. There is nothing worse than a double-minded man because they're unstable. They don't know what they want. And I think that put Mark in a compromising position because he cared about her. Like, he was emotionally available. He was there. She was staring a gifted horse in the mouth. But because she was too busy watching what was going on with Amber and Barnett, she couldn't even receive the gift that was given. Ladies, how many people do we know like this? Especially women who are so busy watching everybody else's relationship, they can't even handle their own. Like, girl, have a seat. Like, acknowledge what you have in front of you. Focus on what's in front of you, right? The other thing I didn't like is she was very passive aggressive, right? And she would mask it under saying things in a sweet, calm tone. She would mask her passive aggressiveness by going back and telling various things that she had no business talking about. She would parade herself as a friend, and all the time doing very undermined things, right? I don't know what it is about women and passive aggressive behavior, but honey, that is the quickest way to get choked because eventually people find out what you're doing. And when they find you out and figure out all the mean and indecisive things you've done, child, bye, beat it, run, because somebody gonna kick your ass. Like, Amber was gonna give her some fire. Like, I was like, Amber is about to get it to it. Like, she served her the way she needed to be served because Barnett was too afraid to do it. Interesting, huh? Okay, so let's talk about the substance abuse problem. She had a problem with drinking. She drank way too much. But the thing about her drinking is I believe she did it as a release. And that release allowed her to show up in the world the way she wanted to without a care. And when I say that, I mean this, that a drunk mind speaks with a sober tongue. That when people are drunk, 9 times out of 10, they're telling you the truth about how they really feel because they have no preconceived notion. They have no filter. They do not care. That part of them that worries about what people will think, it's gone. They don't care. And she waited. Like when they had that little reunion, not the reunion, I'm sorry, when they got together in the evening and they had a little party when Gianni and her dude was over there, Mark was over there, Amber was over there, Cameron and Lauren were over there. Did you watch how that sneaky chick took that time when everybody else was focused to go talk to Barnett and figure out, do you feel like you did the right thing? Or are you having second thoughts? Or do you think that maybe we would have been a better match? Like, Trick, who does that? Girl, you got a whole man who is focused on loving you. And because you were so busy over in Barnett's face, you totally destroyed the other man. Like, girl. And then let's talk about this other thing. I call it push and pull. Now, a push and pull is often a dating tactic that men use against women or women use against men. And it's the hot cold method. It's like 1 minute you love them, the next minute you don't. 1 minute you love them, the next minute you don't. 1 minute you're cruel, the next minute you're nice. One minute you're all into them, the next minute you're aloof. The push and pull. It kind of keeps people off balance, so they don't know what to expect from you. And when someone is all in, all it does is make them want to attach to you more because they figure that the deficiency is in them. And that's not the case. The deficiency is in the person playing the game. But because they love that person so much, they cannot acknowledge that. Like, the deficiency wasn't in Mark. It was in Jessica. Like, when they were having that bedroom scene, she totally disrespected him. Like, I found myself feeling at the screen like, what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you say that? Why would you talk to this man who has so many feelings about you, who just wants to be there for you, who just wants to love you and respect you and give you what you want and walk this journey with you? Why would you dog him out? Why would you talk about Barnett to him? Why would you say things that degrade him and humiliate him? What the hell is wrong with you? Who does that? This man invites you in his home, and that's the best you could treat him. Ciao, bye. Another thing that I thought is she was really dishonest, right? To me, when you're dishonest about your feelings and what's really going on with you, not only do you suffer, but everybody around you suffers. Honesty is the best policy, because I feel like when you're dishonest with people, you take away the right for them to choose. That's why I can't get with liars, people who consistently lie, because the only time people lie is if they are embarrassed, they are afraid, or they're trying to control the outcome. For example, if a guy is saying one girl and he's married to some other lady, he's like telling her he's not married. Why? Because he wants to keep her around, or he's embarrassed, or he doesn't want this woman to leave him. So lying is it's just the worst thing you can do, because you take away the other person's power to choose. And when she was dishonest, right, with Mark about Barnett, she took away his power. He could have got with somebody else. He could have dated someone else. He could have chose someone else. And because she wanted to make sure that everything was being controlled or manipulated to her liking, she crushed this dude. She totally crushed him. And the next thing I want to talk about really quick is how she is attracted to emotionally unavailable men. All right, let's talk about this, because ladies, I used to suffer from this. I used to be attracted to men who were not attracted to me. I used to be attracted to men who I thought I had to fight for. I used to be attracted to men who clearly showed me that they were not totally vested in me. And that part of myself I saw in Jessica. And I wanted to hug her at that point, because Mark was so available. He was so open. They have this Jamaican saying, wanty, wanty, not get, get, not want. So the thing that you want, you can't have, but the thing that you don't want is the thing that you get, right? So this dude is open and ready. And Barnett was not. He chose Amber, sweetie. He chose someone else. He chose to be emotionally there, available, and committed to someone else. And that someone else just wasn't you. It wasn't you. And that sucks, right? That rejection part sucks. And being that she works in a very career-driven field, I'm sure that crushed her ego a bit. But she wanted this man who did not want her. What? First of all, your self-esteem has got to be in the damn gutter. Why do you want somebody who doesn't want you? I only want people that desire me because that ensures that I will be treated with a certain caliber of love and respect. Like Jessica girl, like that part of me wanted to hug her. When I saw her consuming all that wine, I knew that she was burying things. This guy was totally ready, available, and willing. And she chased after the thing that did not want her. The thing that had chosen someone else. Like, if that is not destructive and low value, I don't know what is. Like, ladies, work on your self-esteem, right? I think she had so many issues that she didn't realize she had until she watched them play out on television. So, I don't know. We'll keep talking about various things that I am seeing because I've watched the show all of the shows twice. I'm gonna watch them again. And I'm going to tell you some other interesting things that I come up with. So as I always say, love is life. Life is love. You guys have an awesome day, awesome night. Bye.